carbon pricing is supposed to be a burden. That is, I think, by far the most damaging myth. And I would say that to a large economy like the United States, it's probably costing us across the whole economy, hundreds of billions of dollars a year in lost economic activity and lost prosperity for people on Main Street. There's been this idea that because carbon pricing is thought to be a burden, it should be used to punish industrialized countries for their historical contributions to excess greenhouse gas emissions. By extension, that logic says that developing countries wouldn't want to do it. The fact is that now that we know, if you price carbon effectively, your economy grows, you have more jobs, everybody becomes more prosperous, you even get more bang for your buck, so to speak, for the individual and their ability to earn. It becomes cheaper for the economy to create new wealth for the average individual. If you can have all those things in a wealthy economy, and you do that, and the developing world doesn't do it, the gap in wealth between people who live in the developing world in economies that are fossil-based while the developed world moves on into the 21st century, that gap is going to be so vast, it will dwarf anything we've experienced before in human history. I think it's a myth that oil companies have something to fear from carbon pricing. There's some that still think that way and are very determined to try to stop it. But there are oil companies that sit at the table with us and the World Bank and various governments and the Carbon Pricing Leadership Coalition to think about the best way to do it, and they know their future depends on doing it. The third myth would be that there's a cost to the consumer. There's no reason why doing carbon pricing has to cost the consumer more. In fact, again, because we're correcting for a market failure, the whole economy should become more efficient. And that means everything that you do, though some prices will be higher, will actually be extracting less wealth from you in an unfair way.